Hello and welcome to today's episode of Comms Business Live. I'm Charlotte, editor of Comms Business, and I'm delighted to be joined by Andrew Wilson, head of Wholesale at CityFibre.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. How's your afternoon going?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Yeah,
Nice.
I've been sat here most of the day.
So talking of being sat here in a room in your house, with COVID-19 restrictions being scaled back all the time and a return to the office in sight for many workers over the coming months. During this talk, we're going to talk about why now is the time to ensure your customers are fully equipped in terms of connectivity. And over the past year, everyone's experienced poor connectivity, whether on their side or when trying to catch up with the person at the other end of the camera. So what are your thoughts on whether people are thinking more seriously about whether their connectivity solution truly meets their needs?
I think it's been a real sort of eye-opener, hasn't it, since COVID? Everybody's probably at some point during the last 18 months experienced some form of poor connectivity or frustrating connectivity, whether that's like me and the children yelling my name down the stairs saying, Dad, what have you done to the internet? Like I sort of own the internet connection coming into the property and fully responsible for it. It's the same at work, really. I think, all joking aside, I think because we've been conducting all of our business via the internet, then when that connection doesn't work, you don't get an alternative means of sort of communication. So with video being the norm. So I think it's put increased demand and attention on the quality of that internet connection from a consumer perspective in particular. But I think now we're starting to head back into the office, then I think everybody is obviously testing their connections out again. And the way in which we're working is changing, which I'm sure we'll come and talk about in a bit, in terms of video being the sort of main type of communication, and therefore the demand on bandwidth is much greater than it was before.
Yeah, definitely, because I imagine lots of offices are going to find what was suitable before the pandemic. People just aren't working in the same way, so what they had set up before might not really sustain the way people are now working when they return in.
Exactly.
What are your thoughts on kind of why this new awareness of the significance of connectivity is significant?
Well, I think as we've just been talking about,
Yeah.
I think with the sort of hybrid approach of some days from home, some days in the office, which a lot of organisations are allowing flexible working. I think during the pandemic originally, we were all thinking, are we ever going to go back to the office? Is this the new norm? Is it about having an amazing consumer connection? But I think because as humans, we want to socially interact, don't we? So I think everyone's going back into offices as well and having this sort of flexible approach. Then the demand on both consumer and business connections has greatly, significantly increased. And therefore, the need to have good quality video, both at home and in business, is the requirement now. So, and that's significant if you want to be sort of productive in terms of how you conduct business.
Yeah. And these business trends come at a time when the UK is transitioning to full fibre. And how is that going to impact on kind of the delivery of fast and reliable connectivity?
We can't build fast enough. I mean, it's all perfect timing in a bad way. Because it just enhanced the requirement. Our whole business model is predicated on the fact that we're moving away from copper and we're putting a better infrastructure in, and we know that that copper isn't sufficient for our needs, and we know that full fibre gives us sort of infinite possibility in terms of capability now and in the future, almost like the last connection you'll ever need. And so the whole pandemic it has sort of put extra pressure on that build program because the sort of demand has gone through the roof. Our teams that are sort of selling to consumer via ISPs, the demand is huge. So we've opened up the opportunity for ISPs to be able to sell both consumer and business connections now, because I think resellers are seeing the opportunity both selling to businesses at home and in their office locations.
Definitely. And the kind of UK as a whole and government kind of programs to support full fibre show that there really is this feeling that full fibre is what's going to unlock the future of the way we work, and to just help businesses get back to whatever normal looks like post-COVID. What kind of part of the whole UK full fibre ambitions, what part is CityFibre playing?
Quite well. We like to think that we were sort of change agents or catalysts to aggravating the sort of UK marketplace as a true full fibre provider. I mean, the sort of goal or game plan now is a £4 billion investment, covering 8 million homes and businesses, across 280 named towns and cities, which gives us about 30% coverage of the UK market. So fairly significant.
Definitely. And within all of those build projects, it's obviously going to create new opportunities for the channel. What are those opportunities, and what would you say to partners that want to get involved?
The opportunity it creates is, well, there's a number of opportunities. If you take the sort of immediate opportunity right here, right now, as we're going into this hybrid working approach, the channel is really well placed to help customers guide their IT and how they're approaching hybrid working. Have they got the right infrastructure, not just in terms of connectivity, but then the applications and services that sit on top of that? Have they got the right video conferencing services? Have they got the right collaboration software, cloud services, etc.? So it's a really great time to be in the channel, because there's a lot of opportunity out there to help businesses get up to scratch in terms of their IT and the infrastructure to support it. And then future, it's as there's the great big copper switch off. Every single home and business in the UK will be coming off copper and going on to fibre. So that represents a new sale, a new opportunity, a new service for partners to be able to go and disrupt. I think it's been said a few times, you can't keep hold of your old legacy base of customers. You've got to upgrade them, but that upgrade is also an opportunity for other partners to go and churn those customers away from you as well. So people have got to be on their game, and it's all about fastest finger first. You can get out of the blocks, you can show the customers, you understand what you're talking about, you've got the products and services to be able to offer them full fibre now, then it's early mover advantage for sure.
And you've obviously touched on a few points there with how you work with your partners, but what would you add to kind of how CityFibre works with its partners?
Well, I mean, it's an overused term. I mean, we have a true enablement model. So we're up for coming up with ideas, working collaboratively with our partners, running campaigns and initiatives. I'll pump funds into ideas and growth plans that can help partners take advantage of our fibre rollout. So if you've got customers or you've got target prospects in the CityFibre area, then come and talk to us, because we'll help you gain that. We'll also share as much data and information as we can in terms of where our network is, what type of businesses it's passing by. We'll look at buying propensity data, so what type of companies buy our data within a given city or geography. So we'll work on that sort of data collaboratively with our partners to help drive success for them. So it is all about enablement, rather than just giving our partners a product and there's some marketing funds and go and do it yourself, which we're happy to do. We like to work on best practice and share best practice with our partners and really help them grow.
And finally, what would you say about how your partners meet their own customers' needs? And are there any kind of projects or case studies that you could point to there?
Well, I mean, as you know, I think we've got another interview coming up. That question segues really well. I've got my head of regional sales, Paul North. He's going to be discussing with one of our partners an actual live case study rather than as talking about it ourselves from CityFibre. We would like our partners to talk about their experience on working with us and how we've helped them.
Definitely, and something for viewers to look forward to there. Thanks so much for joining us on Comms Business Live. Lots of ideas there for partners to take to their customers to ensure that they have the right connectivity in place to support their employees. Thanks for joining us.
Nice to meet you again.
Thank you.